Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaisnavam Sacha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sacha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Guru Abhishtashapurakam Guru Ganeraṣīṣa Sambhūṣitam Chinta Chinta Samastavedanipunam Shri Rupa Pantanugam Govindabhidam Ujjalam Varatanam Bhaktianuvitam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavat Premno Hibij Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandra Vadanam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandranandapuram Sadekavarnam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Shri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhaktilasitam Sarasataram Varam Pandetam Shubhadam Madeka Sharanam Nasissaram Śrīdharam Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tidito Gauriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhat Gagane Gaura Sankirtanaye Mayavadati Mingilo Daragatan Udhritta Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdiga Hansukham Pradata Prabhum Tam Bhaje Namo Gaura Kishoraya Bhakta Vadhuta Murtaye Gaurang Padma Bhrangaya Radha Bhava Nishevine Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidim Gaura Vrajashita Sheshaira Vaishnaveira Vanda Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premabdhim Vriddha Vaishnavam Vancha Kalpatarubhayascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavtaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Tasai Namah Sashtang Dandat Pranam to all the Vaishnavas, all the devotees, all the servitors of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math worldwide, everyone else, our namaskar, obeisances. Welcome to our Friday evening online Sangha. We are reading the Golden Volcano of Divine Love. I have our panelists. Let me bring them on. Dandat Pranam, Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu, welcome.
Dandavat Prabhu.
And Dandat Pranam, Shripad Chinmayadev Prabhu, welcome.
Dandavad.
Hare Krishna. So, we are having this Sangha on the orders of Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Mahārāj, and he's our dear guardian at Sokalpuri, California. And we're simply at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhariju, trying to be of some service to the servitors. So we'll pick up from where we left off last time. We're at page 90 and 91. And this is the publication that we're following. The next section reads, Mad Nimai Pandit. The intense degree of divine madness was exhibited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his last days on this earth. But even in his life in Navadip, when Mahaprabhu was the great boy scholar Nimai Pandit, everyone thought he had become mad after he had returned from Gaya and had begun showing signs of devotion to Krishna. The normal thinking men of the day said, this Nimai Pandit was a good man, a gentleman. But after returning from Gaya, he is totally changed and is doing so many undesirable things. He wants to preach so many new ideas. What is this? He has become a madman. He doesn't care for any rules and regulations, social customs, or ancient scriptures. Only Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Before he was normal, but recently he has become abnormal. Of course, he has a powerful intellect. When he was a professor, he did not care for the scholarship of even the greatest of Pandits. He easily defeated the champion scholar, Keshav Kashmiri, and many others. But now we have lost him. Now he is different. He does not care for the Brahmanas or the scriptures we follow. He has a new opinion and he is presenting that to the world. His ways are incomprehensible. The neighbors complained to the mother Shachi Devi. Shachi Devi, what is this? Nimai was not like this before. Now he doesn't care for us anymore. He even has no charm for his wife. What has he become? You are the daughter of a gentleman, but just see your misfortune. What to do? The fact is this, Shachi, your only son, who was so brilliant, has become mad. You must arrange for proper medical treatment. Then Shachi Devi called for the Kaviraja, the doctor. The doctor made an arrangement for a small brick bathing tank to be filled up with Vishnu oil, which is supposed to be a very cooling thing. And Nimai Pandit was asked to bathe in that tank. He did so and suddenly began laughing and playing in the tank. As he was diving and swimming in the oil, he was laughing madly. At that time, Shivas Thakur arrived for a visit and asked, "How is Nimai Pandit?" Shachi Devi told him, "Just see my misfortune. My Nimai has become completely mad. I called for the doctor and he arranged for this treatment." As she showed Shivas how Nimai was playing in the tank, he asked, "What is this?" Shachi replied, "My neighbors advised me to do this." Shivasa said, "You are a very gentle lady. You do not know how to deal with others. What Nimai has, I want. Your boy has Krishna frame, and I want a drop of that. If only we are allowed to live a few days longer, we shall have the opportunity of seeing many wonderful pastimes of Krishna." Then Nimai became sober for the time being and told Shivas, "If you had also remarked that I was mad, then I would have run to the Ganges and finished my life. At least you have understood what I am. That is my solace." Shivas, if you would have told the public he is mad, then I would have found that there is no man here to accept what I have come to give. So I must enter the river and drown myself without hesitation. Before Nimai Pandit went to Gaya, he was a big scholar. When he returned from Gaya, surcharged with devotion, he began to explain grammar again, as before, but now he would show Krishna in the grammar. He would give interpretations of the roots of Sanskrit grammar, which showed the relationship between Sanskrit and Krishna. He explained that sound is only a vibration, and vibration means the potency of Krishna. It is the potency of Krishna that makes everything pure, that makes everything move. If that potency is withdrawn, everything is dead and gone. In this way, Nimai Pandit wanted to explain grammar in terms of Krishna. Then his students became very much disturbed. What is this? They thought. We have come to learn Sanskrit from Nimai Pandit, but our academic requirements will not be satisfied now. Still, the coaching we get from him is never to be had anywhere else, so we can't abandon him. But how to improve the style of his teaching? They went to the previous teacher of Nimai Pandit, Gangadas Pandit. He had been Nimai's tutor in his childhood. Gangadas said, "You are all fortunate to be students of Nimai Pandit. He is such a nice professor." What is your complaint? The student said, "We were very much pleased by studying under Nimai Pandit, but now, since he has returned from Gaya, he is explaining everything in quite a new way. He teaches Sanskrit in terms of the holy name of Krishna. He understands a very high philosophy, but that won't serve our purpose of studying grammar. It is certainly valuable, but it will not help our studies. Please ask him to change his ways. He has regard for you because you are his teacher. Only you can influence him." "All right," he said. "Ask him to see me tomorrow." The students went to Nimai Pandit and told him, "Your former professor has called for you. He wants to see you." Nimai said, "Yes, I shall go and see him." Later that day, he went to Gangadas Pandit and offered his respectful obeisances. Gangadas said, "How are you, my boy? I am happy to hear that you went to Gaya and performed your religious duties for your ancestors. This is all very good, but what is the matter? Your students are complaining to me. Is it true that you do not care to teach them properly? Why don't you care to teach them as you did before? They all appreciate your teachings. But after returning from Gaya, you have adopted a novel style of teaching. Don't continue this. I say, teach them properly. I hear from the people that you have become a devotee. But were your forefathers not devotees? Of course, you have become a devotee of an extraordinary type. But don't go astray. What you speak about devotion seems unnecessary. That is not really grammar. Do you think you are giving new light with your new meanings? Do you think your former professors were all idiots? What do you have to say?" Nimai was silent. "All right then, don't go astray. Remain calm and follow your predecessors and teach the boys well, so that we will not have to hear any complaints against you in the future. Your students won't go to any other school. They are very fond of you, so teach them well." Then Nimai Pandit took the dust of his teacher's feet and told him, "Yes, I shall try to obey your order. By dint of your foot dust, no one can challenge me in scholarship. Don't worry, I shall teach them well." Why should I worship Krishna? A few days later, Nimai Pandit began to chant the name Gopi Gopi while he was in a trance of devotion. Some big scholars that held a high social position went to him and said, "Nimai Pandit, you were a big Pandit and now you are a devotee. That doesn't matter. But why do you chant the name Gopi Gopi? Take the name of Krishna. According to the scriptures, that will bring you some benefit. But you are chanting Gopi Gopi. What benefit will you get from that? You are mad. Nimai said, who is this Krishna? Why should I worship him? He is a dacoit and a woman hunter. And Nimai picked up a stick and chased them away. Later, they began to talk among themselves, saying, Nimai Pandit has become stark mad. We went to speak something good to him, and he came with a stick to kill us. We are not sons of ordinary men. We have our high position in society and our family dignity. We shall show him. They began a conspiracy to teach Nimai Pandit a good lesson by giving him a good beating. At that time, Nimai suddenly cried out, I took the greatest measures to deliver these wretched souls, but I see now that they are simply creating more sins by abusing me and conspiring to punish me. Why have I come? What will be effective in delivering them? I shall have to take the role of a sannyasi. Otherwise, they will think I am simply one of them, a householder. But if I become a sannyasi, a preacher, then they may have some respect. They will say, we are all householders, he has become a sannyasi, he should be revered. Then from that reverence, they will get some benefit. Otherwise, they will have to go to hell for thinking that I am an ordinary man. To create some respect, so they may benefit, I shall have to accept the role of a sannyasi. And he revealed to Nityananda Prabhu and a few others on the last day of the first month of this year, I shall take sannyas. A quick pause here. So the Lord, before he went to Gaya and as he was growing, he was an amazing scholar, and he tried to once his scholarship and his techniques of debate with his mother. It's really interesting, and he took the position of being a monist. So his mom Shachi Devi brought him like a nice full plate of various dishes, sweets, dal, and different sabjis and shak and puri and like a whole plate, that's how she gave it to Nimai Pandit. And so he sat down and he said, well, let me try it on her. And he goes, here, mother. He goes, do you know, this is very interesting that, and he's talking to his mother, like, you prepared this dish. Where did this come from? Well, it comes from this. Where does this come from? It comes from the sea. And it comes from the earth. So mom, she nodded, yes. Then he talked about the other dish. He goes, this is where it comes from, right? And she kept agreeing, and then he went one step, and then he goes, see, this also comes from the earth. And fourth, fifth, sixth, ultimately he basically proved to her that everything comes from the earth. So it's all earth. See? It's all one. So, but look at this. So Shachi Devi, she nodded and she says, yes, that is so true. I have learned this. And from tomorrow, you have solved my great problem. I am going to serve you dirt. See, my Pandit goes, wait. Mother, I was just explaining this and maybe there's more to it, but no. So in like 2 seconds, how that level devotee, how she defeated him on the monism thing is beautiful by agreeing with his argument. Like, yes, that's right. You're right. You solved my problem. I keep wondering what to give you the varieties and the different sweets and preparations. But from tomorrow, since everything is dirt, I will serve you dirt. Oh, he backtracked like, he goes, no. I didn't mean that. So even the Lord, when he talks to his devotees and he tries to convince them of something other than devotion, then he gets corrected. He took sannyas on Makar Sankranti, which is the 15th, I believe 15th of January. That is the Makar Sankranti. That's when he took sannyas. So also I wanted to let you know, since this is the Kartik month, so the Lavanya and Nanda Kishore, they'll do Damodar Ashtakam also. So we'll have maybe 10 minutes more and then we go to Damodar Ashtakam. So just wanted to let you pass that by you guys. Should we read on?
Yeah.
All right. The next chapter, page number 97, reads a tragedy of separation. Let me see here. Madhav Prabhu is saying, Pranam, my friends. Dandat Pranam. Madhav Prabhu. For some reason, I can't see all comments and I can't see everything here on my dashboard. So please, I know there's others, but excuse me for not mentioning you. I will try and reply to you. See, now I see Ilya. Yeah, okay. This doesn't work that well here. Tragedy of separation. According to solar calculation, it was on the day of Makar Sankranti, an auspicious conjunction of the stars, that Nimai Pandit went to Katwa to take sannyas, the renounced order of life. After this, he would become known as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He swam across the Ganga and in wet cloth ran towards Katwa. Just before this, he told only a few of his friends, including Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, and others, the time when I will accept the robe of renunciation is very near. Just a few days before this, an opposition party had been raised against Nimai Pandit. Those who believed that material nature is the highest principle and that consciousness is a product of matter began to abuse Nimai Pandit. He thought, I came to deliver the lowest of men, but if they commit offenses against me, there will be no hope for their upliftment. Suddenly he said, I came with that medicine which gives the greatest relief, but now I find that the disease is rapidly growing worse and seems beyond treatment. It will take its own course towards doom. The patients are committing offenses by abusing their doctor. They are making arrangements to insult me. They take it that I am a family man, their nephew. They take me as one of them. I came with the best medicine for the present degraded age, but now I find that they are plotting against me. Now they are doomed. At least I have to show them that I am not one of them. He thought, I shall leave family life and take sannyas and wander from village to village, town to town, preaching the holy name of Krishna. That was his decision, and within a few days he went to take sannyas at Katwa from Keshav Bharati Mahārāj. Just the day before he left to take sannyas, from the afternoon until the evening, there was a spontaneous gathering of devotees in the home of Nimai Pandit. Every year in Bengal, that day was celebrated as Lakshmi Puja, worship of the goddess of fortune, when special cakes are prepared and distributed. Nimai, knowing that early the next morning he would leave Navadip to take sannyas, attracted his followers in such a way that almost every leading devotee came to see him that evening. Next section reads the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They came with flower garlands and many other offerings to be presented to the Lord. Nimai accepted their garlands and then placed them on the necks of the devotees who gave them. Only 4 of his most intimate devotees knew he was leaving. The ordinary devotees did not know this would be his last night in Navadip. With his own hands, he garlanded the necks of his devotees and appealed to them, always chant the name of Krishna. Under no condition should you give up this Krishna Nam, and don't do anything else. While working, eating, sleeping, or walking, day or night, in whatever you do, continuously take the name of Krishna. Always talk about Krishna, nothing else. If you have any real attraction for me, then don't do anything without chanting the name of Krishna. Cultivate Krishna consciousness. Krishna is the origin of us all. He is our Father. We have come from Him. The son who shows no gratitude towards the Father is sure to be punished birth after birth. Always chant these names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No other religious principle is required. Chant Hare Krishna. This is not an ordinary mantra, but this is the Maha Mantra, the greatest of all the great mantras, the very essence of all the mantras known to the world. Only take to this always. No other prescription is to be followed. Remember your Lord, your home. This is a foreign land. You have nothing to aspire after here. Try always to go back home, back to Godhead. In this way the Lord spoke, and all his devotees intuitively came because it was Nimai Pandit's last night in Navadip. Late at night, one devotee named Kolavecha Śrīdhar arrived. he used to make trade on the plantain tree and his fruit. He would sell the fruit, ripe or green, and the big leaves which are used as plates. Sometimes Nimai would pay him less for his fruits than what they were worth, and sometimes he would snatch the best fruits from him. Śrīdhar came to see him late at night to offer him a choice pumpkin. And Nimai thought, I have spent almost my whole life snatching so many things from him, and now, on this last night, he has brought this wonderful pumpkin. I can't resist. He asked Shachi Devi, would you like to read, Arun Prabhu?
Chinmay Prabhu, do you know what page he is on?
It's page 100.
I'm online, so I don't have any pages.
It's page 100. Page 100.
Okay, and you want me to read the Lord and the fruit seller?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Late at night, one devotee named Kolavai Śrīdhar arrived. He used to make trade on plantain tree and its fruit. He would sell the fruit, ripe or green, and the big leaves that were used as plates. Sometimes Nimai would pay him less for his fruits than what they were worth, and sometimes he would snatch the best fruits from him. Śrīdhar came to see him late at night to offer him a choice pumpkin. And Nimai thought, I have spent almost my whole life snatching so many things from him, and now, on this last night, he has brought this wonderful pumpkin. I can't resist. He asked Shachi Devi, Mother, Śrīdhar has given me this pumpkin. Please think of how it can be prepared. At bedtime, someone came with some milk, and Nimai said, Mother, with this milk and this pumpkin, please prepare some sweet rice. So Shachi Devi prepared some pumpkin sweet rice, pumpkin boiled with milk, rice, and sugar. Late at night, at about 3 o'clock in the morning, Nimai went away. He left Vishnupriya Devi asleep in bed. His mother Shachi Devi, sensing what was about to come, was staying awake all night, guarding the door. Nimai bowed down to her and went away. And like a stone figure, Mother Shachi Devi sat there by the gate as Nimai left. She could not say anything, but was struck down. A little after 3 o'clock in the morning, Nimai swam across the Ganga, and his wet cloth went straight. He swam across the Ganga, and in his wet cloth went straight to Katwa, a distance of 25 miles. He reached there by 9 or 10 o'clock. There he approached Keshav Bharti to take sannyas. Mother Shachi's sadness. In the early morning, the devotees came to see Nimai and found Shachi Devi like a statue, sitting at the door. That door was open. Everything was empty. What's the matter, Shachi Devi? They asked. She told him, Oh, I was waiting for you devotees. You take possession of the house. I shall go somewhere else. I can't enter this house anymore. You are his associates. You are the true heirs. Take possession. They began to throng around her and console her. You will go. What about the young wife he left? The girl is only 14 years old. Who will protect her? You can't shun the responsibilities given to you. It is on your shoulder. In this way, they came and consoled her and tried to give her some hope. Suddenly, the devotees heard that Nimai Pandit, Sri Gauranga, has left Navadvip. They learned that he has gone to Katwa, to Keshav Bharati's ashram, to take sannyas. Bidding goodbye to the people of Navadvip forever. A dark shadow came down, many began to weep and cry for him. Many of them ran towards Katwa. Nimai Pandit was an unprecedented scholar with beautiful features, tall, fair and benevolent. He had already made the people mad with the holy name of Krishna. He had released the two great sinners, Jagai and Madai, from their nasty life. He had checked the Mohammedan ruler, the Qazi, who had broken the Mridanga drum. As a famous Pandit, he had defeated many scholars who came to conquer Navadvip, which was very much renowned for its high culture of learning, especially of logic. At that time in Navadvip, logic, Nyaya, worship of material energy, Tantra, and official Hinduism, Smriti, was in high culture. Navadvip was highly renowned for scholarship. If Pandits could not defeat the scholars of Navadvip, they could not become famous. From far away in Kashmir, Keshav Kashmiri had come to Navadvip to get a certificate that he was a Pandit. And he was defeated by Nimai Pandit. Keshav Kashmiri was such a big Pandit that it was rumored that he was the favorite child of Saraswati, the goddess of learning. No one could face him. Still, he was defeated by Nimai Pandit. Effulgent like the rising sun. But Nimai Pandit left Navadvip forever and took sannyas because the people of Navadvip could not appreciate him. We reached Katwa, where just on the banks of Ganga there was a sannyasi named Keshav Bharati. Nimai went to him and asked for sannyas. Keshav Bharati suddenly found that his ashram was full of luster. At first, it seemed as if the sun was rising before him. Then he saw that he was a bright person approaching. He rose from his seat and with strained eyes approached in wonder. What is this? He thought. Then he realized that the great devotee scholar Nimai Pandit had come. He appeared before him saying, I want to take sannyas from you. But Keshav Bharati could not accept Nimai's offer. I am charmed by your beauty and personality, he said. But you are so young, only 24 years old. What about your mother, your wife, and your guardians? Without consulting with them, I cannot venture to give you the role of renunciation. I cannot venture to give you the robe of renunciation. In the meantime, as it was Makar Sankranti, a famous holiday, many people had come to take bath in the holy waters of the Ganga. They gathered there and the rumor spread like fire. Nimai Pandit of Navadvip has come to take sannyas. Many men flocked there until a huge crowd gathered.
Arun Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So how much is left?
This is the end of that paragraph, so this might be a good time to.
Yeah, so you can stop wherever there's a pause and we can have a.
Yes.
Damodar.
So we can proceed. Correct.
Can I put it on?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Dandavats, all the devotees. Dandavats, everybody. Happy beginning of Kartik month. Just before we start this beautiful bhajan, we would just like to say that for when we're singing Damodar Ashtakam, we would really appreciate it if you keep your microphones on mute and just sing, with the microphone on mute, just to keep from lag and interference. And thank you so much. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Rajamanam Yashoda Vihalukhalabdavamanam Param Nishamatyan Tato Drutta Gopya Rudantam Mohurnetra Yugmamre Jantam Karam Bhoja Yugmen Satanka Netram Mohoshvasakam Patrirekanka Kantha Stitagraiva Damodaram Bhakti Bhadam Iti Driksvalila Berananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Akhyapayantam Tadiyashitageshu Bhaktejitatam Tadiyashitageshu Bhaktejitatam Puna Prematastam Shatavritti Vande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Nachanyam Reneham Varishadapiya Idan Deva Purnatha Gopala Balam Sadame Manasya Virashtam Kemane Idante Mukham Bhojam Avyakta Nile Vritam Kuntale Snegdharaktesha Gopya Muhushchumbitam Bimbarakta Dharam Me Muhushchumbitam Bimbarakta Dharam Me Manase Avirashtam Alam Lakshelabe Namo Deva Damodaranta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabhu Dukha Jalabdi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishchati Dinam Bhatanu Kripa Drishti Vrishchati Dinam Bhatanu Grihne Shama Magya Medhe Akshidresha Kuberatmajo Baddha Murte Vayadva Tvaya Mochita Bhakti Bhajao Kritaucha Tatha Prema Bhaktim Swakam Me Prayacha Tatha Prema Bhaktim Swakam Me Prayacha Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodareha Namaste stu damne Spuradipti damne Tadiyo darayatha Vishwasa damne Namo Radhikaya Tadiyaya Priyaya Namo Radhikaya Tadiyaya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam.
Enjoy. Okay. Did you want to Hare?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's going to be Hare Hare.
Hariharaya Namah Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhava
Hariharaya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan
Gopala Govindaram Shri Madhusudan
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra
Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath
Shri Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath
Ichai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan
Esai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan
Jaha Hoite Vignana Shabishta Puran
Jahamte Vignana Sabishta Puran
Ichai Gosai Jar Moe Taradas
Esai Gosai Jar Mui Taradas
Tan Savara Padarenu Ora Panchagras
Sabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras
Tadera Charana Se Vivakta Sanebas
Tadera Charana Se Vibhakta Sanebas
Janame Morai Abhilash
Janame Morai Abhilash
Ichai Gosai Jabe Braja Koilabas
Esai Gosai Jabe Raja Kolabas
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas
Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Das
Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Das
Hari Haraya Namah Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha
Hariharaya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar.
Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar.
Jai. Okay, Anika ji, please.
Jai Saprika Shri Shri Guru Granga Gandhar Govinda Sundar Jihidari Gopila Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Padmangsha Parvarchak Radhabri Asara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Sundar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Padmangsha Parvarchak Radhabri Asara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakṣhak Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Padmangsha Parvarchak Radhabri Asara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Sanatana Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Padmangsha Gokshodas Babji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Jai Om Vishnu Padmangsha Chinanda Bhakti Noda Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Padmangsha Jagnadas Babji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupadev Gagar Ki Jai. Namachar Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Baladeva Vidyabhushan Ki Jai. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Narottam Shamanda Srinivasacharya Prabhu Ki Jai. Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Śrīla Krishna Das Kaviraj Ki Jai. Saprasada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saprasada Shri Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamkunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Lakshmi Bardeva Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsimha Deva Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Ganga Jamna Ji Ki Jai.
Jai.
Panta Rajarsan Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charmatra Ki Jai.
Jai.
Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha Ki Jai. Akrak Mat Raja Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Sati Sukha Mat Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Vishpa Paviyata Desaka Mat Ki Jai. Shri Damarpur Ki Jai. Shri Damnobadeep Ki Jai. Vrindavan Pursatam Dham Ki Jai. Baldeva's Father Jagannath Ji Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Kunda Ki Jai. Shri Shiva Ganga Ji Ki Jai. Samveta Vaishnava Mandal Ki Jai. Samveta Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitya Gopnande Hari
Hari, Hari Bol. Jai, Shyanika ji, Preeti ji, Vikram ji and family ki jai. Our divine panelist Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu ki jai. Divine panelist Shripad Chinmay Dev Prabhu ki jai. Our divine guest and Nandarani Didi ki jai. All our Facebook friends and devotees ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswāmī Mahārāj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev Goswāmī Mahārāj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Jai श्रीला एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाए। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। सपार्षद श्रीमन महाप्रभु की जय। रूपनुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत मठ आचार्य वृंद की जय। जय श्रीला भक्ति पावन जनार्दन महाराज की जय। जय श्रीला भक्ति निर्मल आचार्य महाराज की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
श्रीपद जयराम प्रभु की जय। आबादी की जय। लमानिका दीदी की जय। न प्रभु की जय।